Germans fascinate me. They love nature. They live in very small, humble abodes. They don't brag. They're wonderful, lovely people. But das ist ein absolutes Haltverbot. I'm not checking messages. I am on my social detox, but I am taking photos. It is absolutely gorgeous here. I am back from my 11-day digital detox. Yes, we went to Malta, and we actually went to Malta, yes, to cure those winter blues, but also there's been something that I haven't told you guys about, and I didn't know if I wanted to tell you about because I didn't know if it was gonna happen. We were actually considering to move to Malta for various different reasons, which I will explain in a video coming up soon. But I'm back, I'm feeling good. This winter for some reason has been a lot harder than other winters. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but being back behind the camera feels good. I'm happy. And I want to talk about things that Germans love, that foreigners absolutely do not understand. I have been here for 10 years now, and some of these things I still don't understand. Discretion. I do not mean that every German is like this, so please do not get upset with me. Some stereotypes can be a little bit true, not for every German, but for many Germans that you encounter. And the fact that many Germans like to be right, have to be right, for me is very true. I mean, everybody loves being right. I never want to be wrong. But for Germans, I feel like it means so much more. It's not about being wrong, it's they have to be right. And even when they are wrong, many people truly believe that they are right. Canadians are honestly the opposite side of the spectrum. Like, somebody trips you in Canada and you say, oh, sorry, I was in your way. You know, like, you apologize even when it's not your fault. I did that for the first few years living in Germany until I came to a point where I was like, these people are looking at me like after with this sassy look, like, see, it was your fault. And this is something that's really been frustrating me lately. Like, for example, when we got back from Malta, the first thing when you go outside, we gotta get the Uber driver to pick us up. They pull in somewhere illegal. They've told us to go to this spot. We've walked halfway across the airport to get there. Some other German employee comes, takes a picture of the Uber car and goes, das ist ein absolutes Haltverbot. And then the Uber driver looks at us as if it's our fault. We had car seats and luggage and babies at 9 p.m. and he looks at us and goes, this is your fault. He gets in his car, drives away and leaves us, and then calls my husband on the phone and says, you owe me money because I have to pay this 50 euro fee and it's not my fault. And I'm just sitting there like, what makes you think that this was our fault? Let me know in the comments below if you think that this could remotely be our fault, but we never requested to be picked up at this location. Maybe I'm just being German and it was my fault, but no, it wasn't our fault, oder? It's been getting really frustrating and it's definitely taking a toll on my mental health lately. I think it's just like in collaboration with the fact that it's winter, it's been rainy, and my mom is here really pointing out these aspects of life that maybe I never really liked, but I got used to. And we are actually going to film 2 different videos coming up about the things that she would love to bring with her from Germany back to Canada, and the things that she really didn't like this time living in Germany. I feel like now, and I'm really sad to say, was this breaking point where I've been trying so long to get her to move here, and I can confidently say that on this trip, she's pretty much decided she's never gonna move to Germany for a number of reasons, which we will share in an upcoming video. But anyway, enough about my personal feelings this season. I did want to remind you guys that I have been working in the past months to try and break this stigma around talking about mental health and our emotions and our feelings, and that it's okay to acknowledge them and communicate them. And I've actually been doing this in partnership with BetterHelp, and they are actually the sponsor of today's video as well. And that's because we basically want to challenge you to open up and to be aware that it is okay to seek help when you need it. So if you haven't seen the last video that I shared about BetterHelp, let me tell you a little bit about them right now because they are really worth checking out. They are an online platform that offers accessible and convenient therapy online. Basically, all you have to do is complete a super simple questionnaire, and within 48 hours, they will pair you to a matching therapist that specializes in your specific needs. ADHD, old age, depression, anxiety, whatever it is, whatever you're going through, relationship breakups, there are people specialized for that, and they're there to help. But what I personally love best about BetterHelp is their flexibility, because of course, if you don't like your therapist, you're not going to open up with them. And with BetterHelp, you're able to just switch your therapist at no additional cost. But also, you know, when like you're feeling really garbage and you just don't want to talk to anybody, you just want to like stay home and watch Netflix all day, well, with your therapist on BetterHelp, you could message them, call them, or you could have a video chat. So if you're just not feeling it today, just be like, hey, therapist, I'm not feeling it today. Like, I'm not feeling good, but I also don't want to look at you. I don't want to talk to you. I just want to type under my sheets. That's okay. So whether you're an expat watching this or you're German, I just want to say it is okay to feel lost or overwhelmed. We all do. And BetterHelp offers you this platform so that you have unbiased feedback, unbiased support from the help of a professional therapist. Over 4 million other people have received support from BetterHelp. If you do feel like you might need a little bit of support right now, or just need someone to talk to and want to give BetterHelp a try, you can use my link that I will also include down below. That is betterhelp.com/lifeingermany. And this link is going to give you 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp. Another thing that Germans absolutely love, and that's kind of been dragging me down this season, is that Germans love to complain. I now love to complain. I've been here for 10 years. Germans might not like small talk, but when they do have to talk small, usually it's complaining about something. And that's how we connect here in Germany. They're gonna tell you if you're parked in the wrong spot, if your kids are being too loud, if the weather is looking crappy, if there's too much traffic in the city, or just too much dreck, if the bus is late, if you don't follow the rules, if the delivery driver didn't drop off your package, maybe he dropped it off in the wrong spot, maybe he sent it to the neighbor that you don't like. If things don't go the way they were planned. I could go on and on and on and on. I am very creative and know very, very many ways that I can complain in my small chat, but I'm not here to whine and complain about Germans. No, I do love you guys, honestly. There are a few other things that foreigners just don't really understand why you love these particular things so much. Soße. Oh my goodness. At first I thought this was just like my German family's thing. They put mayonnaise on absolutely everything and in huge quantities. One of the first times I ever spent time with my husband, well, back then my boyfriend in Thailand, we had breakfast together and he just like doused his toast with butter. And I was like, this kid, he's disgusting. And then I came to Germany. A, I know why. Their butter here is amazing. B, Germans put sauce on everything. Butter might not be a sauce, but Mayo, Remoulade, Jägersoße. I love Jägersoße. What else? Senf, mustard, süßer Senf. So many sauces. The other day my mom was like, I'm gonna make dinner for you guys. And she was so proud and she made chicken and potatoes and salad. And then my husband sits down and goes, where's the sauce? And I was like, we didn't make any sauce. And then my husband takes out the mayo and the remoulade and the ketchup and all the sauces he could find in the fridge and just, you love sauce. What else? Yes, Germans love beer, stereotype. I find this stereotype actually not that true. I actually find more wine-loving Germans than beer-loving Germans. But what I never understood as a foreigner, and I do now, I have to admit, was the love for alcohol-free beer. As a Canadian, I was always like, why would you drink alcohol-free beer when you could just drink beer? And then I started realizing in the commercials here in Germany for the first time that it was athletes sponsoring this beer and that they use it kind of like an isotonic drink or like an electrolyte drink when you're working out or when you're doing sports. And then when I first got Magen-Darm or like the stomach flu here and I was looking for Powerade or Gatorade or something like that, I finally realized they don't have these options in many stores around Germany. You can get like one isotonic drink maybe at Penny. That's where I usually go when I'm sick to get them to like restore my electrolytes. Versus a lot of Germans restore their electrolytes and refresh themselves after a sport by drinking non-alcoholic beer. So I get it now, but many foreigners still are so mind-boggled as to why Germans find non-alcoholic beer so wonderful. And lastly, number 5, I definitely had to mention it. Germans fascinate me because I find many Germans, they love nature and they love hiking and they love being outdoors. They live in very small, humble abodes and they don't brag. They're not very materialistic. They're wonderful, lovely people. But you do love your cars and I get it. They're manufactured here, Germany, proud car country. Volkswagen, Audi, Mercedes, Porsche, BMW. You got some awesome cars, I'll give you that. Even the most non-materialistic Germans, some of them have these like super fancy cars. In Canada, we buy big cars. We like Ford F-150s. We like big trucks, all-terrain vehicles. Here in Germany, that's not the case because we don't need them, but I find a lot of Germans really take pride in their vehicle. My husband's not this way, so of course not all Germans are like this, as I mentioned, but many are. And I find it really interesting, like on the Autobahn, you're just driving and I'm like enjoying, you know, the influx of cars that are coming from German-made vehicles that are absolutely beautiful without scratches or dents or anything. Pristine condition. Very impressive. Is there anything else that you would add to this list of things that Germans love that maybe us foreigners don't really understand? I would love to know. Let me know in the comment section below. As I mentioned, there are a few very interesting, emotional videos coming up for you guys, so definitely stay tuned and check those out. And don't forget that you also have that link, betterhelp.com/lifeingermany, that will give you 10% off your first month of therapy if you just want to have somebody to talk to. Vielen, vielen lieben Dank und wie immer, bis später.